Hey guys, welcome back to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. This is for the 1st of March through to the 7th of March 2021. Hard to believe we're in March, but I'm actually really grateful, as a lot of people have mentioned. And if you follow the astrology, February was such a crazy month with so much going on. That Saturn-Uranus square was very strongly active during February, but now it's starting to phase out. So that's, well, it's not 100% phasing out, but it's phasing out from being exact. So if you think back to February, you probably felt that tension as well, especially if you're a fixed sign like Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo. So this week, quite a few changes. So the main things are we have Mars moving into Gemini, and that's happening around the 4th, 5th this week. And Mars will be in Gemini until April 23rd. So a few weeks of Mars in Gemini. So with Mars in Gemini, this is going to activate mostly the air signs. In particular, obviously Gemini will feel more active, more go-getting, probably have a bit of a rush of energy, and you might find that your life is becoming very busy, Gemini, and for the next few weeks until April 23rd. This week, if you're very early in Gemini, or if you have anything very early, degree, if you know your chart of Gemini, or even of another air sign of Aquarius and Libra, this energy will give you a bit of a boost. It will help you push forward with things that you want to do, with goals, with energy, and with feeling maybe quite restless as well, and wanting to get stuff done quickly. If you're an early degree Gemini, I'd just say be a little bit careful with this energy this week, because it can sort of give you an overload of thoughts, because Gemini obviously being an air sign and Mars in Gemini, if it conjuncts your sun or your moon or rising, it can really over trigger your thoughts, and meditation might be helpful for you guys this week. And for the Librans and Aquarius, it's a nice energy for you to work with. Nothing really wrong with the conjunction, but it's just a bit more of a smoother flow for the air signs, especially if you're early Libra or early Aquarius this week. Now the other stuff we have going on is on the 3rd, so just backtracking in the next few days, Mercury will make a trine with the North Node. So Mercury in Aquarius makes a trine with the North Node in Gemini. So that would stimulate the thought level and the thinking in a positive direction. So new ideas could be coming in. This will be particularly for those influencing those with anything around mid-degree of air, so 15 degrees of Aquarius, say between 13 to 17-ish degrees of Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. This is going to be a week starting from around the 3rd where you might get some new ideas for things, and you might feel a bit like you have a sense of where you're moving forward to in some way, and it's starting from the mental plane. So that's interesting. The North Node always activates some kind of positive forward direction for your life. And it's particularly strong for Aquarius and Gemini. Also around the 3rd, Venus in Pisces makes a sextile to Uranus, so that's quite nice for relationship energy. Could be some kind of surprise energy for some people. It'd be more so if you have anything around 7 degrees of Pisces, Taurus energy. It's a bit more of a subtle energy being a sextile. It can be a bit creative, and or some positive developments in your relationship energy. So if you've got Taurus or Pisces in particular, but it's also in the collective, so there is a bit of an interesting kind of softer energy around the 3rd. And as I said, 4th, 5th, Mars goes to Gemini. Around the 5th, then we have transiting Mercury in Aquarius conjunct with Jupiter in Aquarius. Very strong energy, 17 degrees that happens on. So if you've got anything 17 degrees of Aquarius, great for you. There could be really powerful communications or bright ideas that you have, a very strong sense of wanting to have a burst for freedom. Or it could be travel, like you could be doing more travel, or running around more, doing lots of things. You could be really busy. You could have big ideas that are really future orientated for yourself, or thinking about the future in a way that feels really exciting. So, and there could be some big news for some people that have anything around 17 degrees of Aquarius, or just slightly either side of that. So I'd say 15 to 18 or 19 degrees, but it's strongest around the 17 degree. And that's like really most of the energies that we have this week. And next week there's actually a new moon in Pisces, and I'll talk about that next week. That was one of the shortest astrology updates I've done in ages because there has been so much intensity going on and so much to cover. But those are the main things this week that I wanted to mention. I don't think I missed anything. It just feels a bit bizarre because normally there's so much more. All right, so moving on. Oh, before I get to the cards where I do the water signs, air signs, earth and fire signs for the week ahead, just to let you guys know, if you'd like to book a reading, go to the link below. Please be aware I am extremely booked up at the moment. So there is a turnaround time of 8 to 15 business days for most of the readings, unless you're booking a live video chat reading, which I can book that in next week. Usually I can book it in between 3 to 7-ish business days. Or if you book like an urgent live chat reading, like on Facebook typing chat or on Instagram voice clip chat or WhatsApp. I do have a couple of readings like that where I book you in the next 24 to 72 hours usually. So I do have those faster turnaround for people that really want that. All right, so let's get into it. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe because, you know, it's the easiest way to see these videos and keep updated with what's going on for the astrology, for those that are obviously into astrology. So this week I'm using the astrology cards. Actually, these are the Black Moon astrology cards, and I'm also using the Eternal Crystal Oracle, which is those ones, and the Astro Dice, which I use most weeks. So all right, water signs, you guys are first. So this is going to be obviously for Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer. So let's see what your messages are for the 1st of March to the 7th of March for the water signs. Oh, it always happens, doesn't it? If you watch my channel, the synchronicity with the cards always relates to the element that I'm doing. That's so, it still amazes me every time. I mean, I've been doing this forever now, but it's like, I still love it. I love the synchronicity. So Cancerians, you guys have got some interesting energy this week, and so Cancerian energy in general comes up for the water signs, which is related to home, family, mothering, children, parenting, nurturing, looking after those that you love, caring for those that you love, or that, you know, people that are close to you. The home base itself, maybe wanting to spend more time at home, wanting to rest more, wanting to relax more and be in your own sanctuary to feel some sense of protection or comfort. Also connection with people that are like your soul group, so that's what it's referring to here. So those souls which, you know, may not be technically family, but people that are like in your soul group, people that you feel a deep connection to. But family definitely comes up here. Let's see what the other card is. So we have, oh wow, that totally relates to the other card. I love that. Selenite, which is a crystal that relates to peace and serenity and a peaceful mind as well. And there's actually an image in the background, if you can see it, with a woman in sort of a meditation yoga pose. So you may want to do yoga this week, or you may be wanting to find some mind-body balance for yourself this week. Let's look at you guys, the Astro Dice. So I'm just doing 2 cards this week. The Astro Dice for the water signs. What have we got? 12th house and Aquarius. So the 12th house is a water-ruled house. It's the Neptune Pisces house. So seclusion and Aquarius. So interesting. Doing things behind the scenes this week for the water signs, and creative energy in the background. So you might be working on artworks, you might be working on painting, you may be doing something, design work, coming up with ideas behind the scenes, not sharing your ideas, spending time with people in your soul group, because the Aquarius energy is friendship, and the 12th house is those people that you feel that kind of quiet bond with, where you feel like they understand you in a deeper way. So friendship, home, family, soul tribe come up, as does peace and serenity and wanting to feel a sense of peace, and also nurturing your health, because this card is to do with, also Cancer is about nurturing food. So cooking like good quality food, looking after your health as well. With the Aquarius and the 12th house energy, there's a sense of retreat this week for the water signs. So retreating back into your own private abode, your private home, you know, your private sphere, your room. Could be, you know, it could be just a space where you feel comfortable. It could be a creative space as well. But there's definitely this sense of retreat, whether it's retreating with one friend or one person or just your family. A sense of seclusion, but in a positive sense, to bring about some new ideas that are creative for yourself, water signs, this week. Okay, so I'm going to be moving on now. So next, I'm going to do the air signs. So that's obviously Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So interesting, as I said, Mars is in Gemini from this week. So a lot of busy energy for the Gemini. So let's see what card comes up for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for March 1st to March 7th. Ooh, we have Taurus. Interesting, because Taurus is a very settled kind of bit of a Zen energy, so you might need to, you know, ground yourself this week. Air signs, especially Geminis, because of that Mars in Gemini, bringing in a lot of thinking energy. This one's popping out. Oh wow, release, declutter, heart chakra. Wow. Okay, so emotionally, there may be something that you need to release that for the air signs this week that is helping you purify your heart. We have Taurus energy, which is very much about feeling what feels in your physical body, in your, you know, in your body's wisdom. What feels right in your heart and what feels right in your body's wisdom. Like what feels right for you in a deeper sense physically. Sometimes we get very stuck in our heads, especially as air signs. I've got an air moon, I've got an Aquarius moon, so I understand that too. I process a lot of my emotions mentally. And so, you know, if you're an air sign, you do that as well. There's a lot of thinking that goes on. And what the advice is this week is to kind of go more into what is your physical body saying to you, and learning or practicing to get in touch with that in a pure sense. So again, the heart is mentioned. So when you tune into the sense around the heart chakra, you get information from that, from tuning into that. That is where your real intuitive wisdom is in the heart. People think they have to nut everything out in the mind, but, you know, and that's a normal thing in a way for air signs, but we have to, as, you know, anyone that's air dominant or has strong air placements has to kind of remind themselves, okay, just let me get out of my head for a minute and go into my heart and feel what feels right for me in there. And if your heart chakra is blocked, or if you're not used to doing that, it can feel either foreign or very scary, you know, depending on, you know, if you're trying to sort of run away from your emotions or not deal with your emotions in some way, or you have a fear of facing your emotions. So something about heart healing is coming up this week for air signs. Okay, and let's look at the astro dice for you guys. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh, Taurus came up again. Jeez, that's so interesting. So, you know, you air signs may be dealing with a Taurus this week, I have to say, because it's come up twice. It's quite strong. But it is also asking you to get grounded. The 12th house can indicate you feel a bit confused about a situation, is what I'm getting. And hence the message about going into a deeper part of your physical body's wisdom. The physical body has so much natural wisdom in it. If you have a lot of Taurus in your chart, you'll be in tune with that. If you have a lot of earthy energy in your chart, you're probably more in tune with that. So the 12th house is also about sorting through a lot of psychological baggage and seeing, you know, what is holding you back in your life with regards to emotions to do with past relationships, relationship issues, things that may even stem from childhood. So there's a lot in this, but I do feel like meditation comes up as well, and purification, but also getting grounded this week and spending time out in nature if you can, doing exercise, or, you know, when you do exercise, you get in touch with your physical body more. You get out of your head so much. You know, you feel your heart pumping, you feel your blood circulating, and it's a sense of peace being connected to the physical body. For everybody, it's not just if you're an earth, air, or water sign. It actually doesn't matter. It's a human need. And so this week, that's what the advice is coming through for the air signs. Okay. All right. So let's move on. And now we're going to the earth signs. So this will be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What are the messages this week? There's too many. Let me just keep shuffling. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I think there's something popping out here. Yep. Okay, what have we got here? We've got the 7th house of partnerships. So for earth signs, partnerships, love, romance. Also, the 7th house is also work colleagues, bosses, anyone that's really quite significant in your life. I was just shuffling and no, there's too many there. I thought some were poking up. There's too many. Let's see what the next message is. Oh, the same card came up for the air signs. Wow, there's a lot of heart healing energy going around. All that needs to happen. So this is very clear because it's to do with partnerships, relationships, heart chakra, release, declutter. So interesting. Earth signs, you may be thinking of releasing something to do with a connection, or letting go in some way, surrendering in some way, having more faith, having more trust. For some earth signs, it could be letting someone go that's not good for you, you know, a toxic situation, or a relationship or situation that you're like, you know what, this is just dragging me down. I need to heal my heart, you know, that kind of thing. Let's see what the astro dice say. Gemini comes up. So earth signs dealing with a Gemini could relate to that. 6th house, routine, work, health as well comes up with the 6th house. Mind, body, spirit, balance, and your nervous system. Your mind this week, earth signs, is very connected to your mind body balance. So what you're thinking this week with that Gemini in 6th house on the astro dice is very important. And there is, I keep hearing something like heart healing. So there's something for some people. Again, you know, I always say this, so these are really general messages. They're not obviously personal messages. They're take what, you know, makes sense to you and leave the rest if that's the case. But and you know, some messages will stand out for some earth signs, like with all the messages, you know, and some might not, but that's okay. So 7th house partnerships, other people of significance in your life come up this week. Gemini also coming up on here is about duality and being in two minds. You could be in two minds about a partnership. You could be in two minds about another person. You could have a struggle with two relationships. There could be two people in your life that are important to you. The 6th house is asking you to look at what's healthy for you and what's bringing you a sense of well-being. The 6th house does not like toxic energy. So, you know, it is about detoxing things that are not good for you at this time, and you may be in the process of deciding something, about releasing something, or you may be in the process of making a decision, or there could be destined energies with regards to all of what I've just said happening around you this week with heart matters and with relationships. Okay, so next we're doing the fire signs. So last one, this is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Oh, it's a jumping card. Oh, the Cancer card came up again. That's funny. Interesting. So that came up for the water signs. So we have it again for the fire signs. So home comes up. I do feel some fire signs may be feeling a little bit like they wish they could spend a bit more time at home at the moment, or which is ironic because a lot of people are stuck at home still overseas with COVID. Calcite, calmness. Interesting. All chakras. Very similar messages to the water signs. So I'm wondering to myself if there may be fire signs watching that have like a water dominant type chart, like a very you might have a stellium in like the 4th, 12th, or 8th house, or you may have strong Neptune, strong 4th house, or something along those lines with water energy in your chart if you're a fire sign, because this feels very watery to me. And so this is a need to get a handle on some anxiety is what I'm feeling with this calcite and calmness. And Cancer is getting you to get in touch with your feelings this week, fire signs, and settle your emotions down. So it could be also, I want to say for Sagittarius, Mars in your opposite sign, Mars in Gemini, could be agitating the Sagittarians a little bit. And again, you know, Mars is just hitting early degree Gemini this week. So if you're born early Sag, you're going to feel that this week. If you're born later Sag or mid to later Sag, you won't feel it just yet. So you won't feel that anxiety probably just yet. But just be careful if you're an early Sag, because you may feel some agitation coming from either male figures around you or other people, because it's an opposing aspect. So let's see what the astro dice have to say. So we have Virgo and we have the 8th house. All right, so could be a change in work for fire signs. The 8th house is the house of, you know, endings and new beginnings. Virgo is the 6th house of work. There could be something about health matters, looking into your health and your routine, making changes that bring about some more sense of empowerment. So if you need to change your diet, you're going to find that doing so is going to bring a sense of empowerment. Like you feel better in yourself, your energy is better, and all that sort of thing. And for the fire signs, you know, really there's stuff here about family, home, parenting, all that sort of thing, children, and maybe spending more time with family and that sort of stuff. So that was the reading for the week, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate everyone who watches and comments. And if you follow me on Instagram, you can follow me there for updates that I do there with some, you know, occasional kind of picker cards that I do during the week when I have time as well. And my Instagram link will be below, at Susan Starlight on Instagram. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye.